Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's just two movies.
We're back. It's another episode of shit.
The podcast that we do.
I had a bit I was gonna do.
Let's do it.
I thought about it this morning, and now I've
forgot about it?
I've forgotten what it was.
Cool.
Let me see if I can remember it real quick. I cannot. Welcome back to another episode of the It's Just Two Movies. My name's Daniel King. With me today is Birdman. We talk about two movies. You get it. You're smart.
Woo.
It's a good movie. It's a bad movie, but mostly we're just here hanging out, drinking some tasty brewhas.
You forgot to tell our listeners that summer break.
Hey, listeners,
Summer
break's over.
is over.
Sharpen your fucking pencils.
Even though it's
School's
still
in session.
105 degrees outside.
You want to fucking, guess what? You want to learn shit about movies, about two guys that are experts at movies? That's a different podcast. So figure it out, genius. No, we're just here to fucking hang out, man.
Yeah.
And talk about movies because
We're doing it.
I like them.
Yeah.
So who? I don't remember whose pick it was for this.
It was your pick.
Okay, yeah, because you did the Big Lebowski.
Speaking of the Big Lebowski, what's the word for the thing that happens after you see a thing or do a thing? Like when people like
Post?
you watch something and then you like after you watch it and talk
Mm-hmm.
about it, you immediately see it like on the internet all the time.
I don't know if there's a singular word
think
for that.
there is, but-
I always associate that with learning a new word. Like if I learned a new word, I hear a word and I'm like, that's interesting, and I give it a bit of a goog.
Yeah.
And then I read the definition. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try to use that in a sentence, and I do. Then I hear it like 3 or 4 more times over the next 2 days.
There's a word for that. I know there is, but I can't remember it. And we're not going to spend time looking it up.
So after you watched The Big Lebowski, you accidentally watched it 2 or 3 more times?
Yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. No, I just kept seeing it on, because I follow the movies subreddit.
Oh, yeah.
I just kept seeing it on the subreddit. Like, people posting about it. I was like, what the fuck?
That's fucked up, man, because our episode hasn't come out yet. But technically, we recorded it first. So that makes us fucking pioneers, because no one else ever has talked about The Big Lebowski. We're the first people to do it.
Not in the existence of humans.
Of the Bowskis. Yeah, I picked a movie this week, and we very rarely, I think this would be the second time we've ever done like a new-ish release film.
I feel like we should have did something for that, like a bit or like I don't know, but I couldn't really think that far ahead. Okay. And I was like, whatever.
What's like movie theater music? Let's go down to the movies and have ourselves a show. And that's it. And welcome to Night at the Movies with It's Just Two Movies, where we watch 2 movies. One of them's new-ish.
Actually, the other one's newish too.
The other one's oh yeah, that's true. We watched 2 newish movies. It's just two-ish, newish. Because I'm going to talk about another movie that's not that old.
We are doing a double feature tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Nick Cage, get your bees. Get your bees strapped on, because we're doing a Nick Cage double feature.
Did you do a double feature with Doug or no?
Yeah, double features are easy to do. I did one with Jackson too. We did a
no. I mean, like with Doug's episode, was it both Nick Cage? I don't think it was.
Was it? No, they weren't Nick Cage films.
They weren't. You just talked about Nick Cage for.
We did talk about Nick Cage for a while.
Okay.
Well, we had to. I cut like 28 minutes of me and him just talking about Nicolas Cage.
I know. That's why I was like,
and I think that's why we got done with that. And then I was texting you. We were talking about it. I was like, let's do. You're like, let's do The Big Lebowski, and I was like, okay, great. And then I was like, you know what? We should also do Pig.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing.
That's the movie we went with was Pig.
Yeah. So we're doing Pig from 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Starring Nicolas Cage, Alex Wolff, Adam Arkin, Cassandra Violet. Let's see. Who else do we have? That's about it. I'd say as far as. Yeah, I do want to mention Darius Pierce as Edgar.
Oh, Darius Pierce as Edgar was pretty good.
Yeah. You got a little bit more information on this?
Oh, yeah. This is a 2021 drama
Drama.
That's what it says on Google right here. Drama/drama. It's a drama. Hour 32 runtime, which is what immediately drew me to it, was just the aesthetic of it, and that it was an hour 32. I was like, well, that's breezy to be like an intense thing. It's got a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, 82% on Metacritic. Release date, this came out July 16th. Directed by Michael Sarnoski, starring those people that Birdman just told you about.
I think it's Sarnoski.
Sarnoski?
Michael Sarnoski.
Okay,
yeah.
probably Sarnoski. A story by Michael Sarnoski and Vanessa Block.
Yes.
Yep. Do you have any budgetary?
Yeah, so the budget for this film was... Oh, shit. No, I do not. I'm sorry.
Box office, I've got 3.1 million.
Yes.
I imagine
worldwide.
I imagine this about broke even.
I would say, well, and it's still relatively new, so it's going to make more money through DVD sales or
with
whatever.
Worldwide as opposed to box office.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Do you want to jump into ratings or do you want to jump into the film?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know. How do you feel about it? You want to rate it up top or you want to talk about it first?
Let's talk about it.
I'm really curious, like, what you thought about it. Okay, well, let's do this. Instead of rating it first, we'll do the thing that we always do where I put you on the spot and ask me what was the story about.
So this movie is about a man, Nicolas Cage, that lives in the woods.
Contrary to the title.
Lives in the woods with his pig.
Yep.
One night the pig gets taken.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Cage goes after the pig.
It's Babe 3 taken.
Babe 3
with Liam Neeson.
Pig in a blanket. Because it was. You get it when they took it?
Yes. Put it in a blanket. Okay. Oh yeah. Carry on.
I mean, no. That's essentially
That's it.
Because I don't want to give too much away.
And Nick Cage, you would think he wants his goddamn pig back, but he just wants his pig back.
He wants his pig back.
Listen.
Okay. So before we really even get into the movie itself, or like, the meat and potatoes, I thought this was going to be a really different film than what it was. I don't know if you...
I was expecting more like action and violence.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, the fact that this was not an action violent thing was so refreshing.
That's why I liked it. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, me too. It's like I watched it, I was like, well, man, the reviews are really good. It looks really good. Everybody's talking about like Nick Cage might get like an Oscar or something for it. I was like, fucking check it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it looks like, because he's looking pretty rough and tumble on the cover.
Yeah. Yes. So I thought this was going to be like a Taken movie, but with a pig.
Yeah, I was expecting rustic John Wick.
Yes, or John Wick was another. Yeah, I think a lot of people thought that, but it turns out to be a completely different film. So the film is broken up into
in the right way.
Yes, in the right way. Yeah. So the film is broken up into 3 parts. Part 1 being titled "Rustic Mushroom Tart,"
which looked delicious.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Let's go ahead and dig into it.
Yeah.
Couple of things up top. Rustic mushroom tart. I'm going to start there.
Okay.
What a fucking gorgeous pig.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's got like a red coat, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like a reddish.
And it's got its cute little oink, but it's not like doing it in an obnoxious way like pigs sometimes do.
Right.
Because they don't always just snort around adorably. They'll be like... It's fucking obnoxious. We used to have pigs.
Oh, same. Yeah. Yeah, my family, they raise pigs.
I don't fuck my pig. and other great lines from the movie we'll talk about momentarily.
Nick Cage plays a truffle forager that lives in the woods.
Yep.
And he has this pig that he calls a...
Black truffles.
Yes, black truffles.
Yeah.
Which are worth a lot of money, right?
Black truffles are very expensive.
Yeah.
They are I believe, the second most expensive, like, dry ingredient you can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is set in Oregon, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. It's set where
it's
Nick...
not set in fucking Seattle.
Fuck Seattle.
Fuck Seattle.
Not our words.
No, it's what he says in Pig. Seattle, I've never been inside you. Someday I look forward to it. I hear it's just always jacket weather, which I love.
Right.
And you guys
and raining.
don't they have the fucking Space Needle? Isn't that in Seattle?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, and you guys get fucking Space Needle. That's cool.
It's kind of like,
Don't even worry about it.
yeah, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I got a Space Needles on my desktop.
On your S10.
Yeah, on my S10. Got a Space Needle. Sleeps too.
Sleeps too wet. So the opening of this, we get a lot of great scenery, right?
Oh my god,
It's just beautiful. I don't know if they shot on location.
Cinematography makes me fucking hard as a diamond in a snowstorm.
Damn.
Is beautifully shot. Like from the shots of the creek to the leaves falling in the trees to even like where the pig's like fucking rooting in the dirt. It's just a beautiful shot.
Mm-hmm. I always love I'm really drawn to a film that starts like this with just great scenery. I believe Captain Fantastic started kind of like that.
Oh, hell yeah. But they're all camo hunting that deer.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. Late at night, some pieces of shit break into Nick Cage's cabin.
Oh, right before this, you get to meet Alex Wolff's character.
Oh, yeah.
Which I hadn't read the cast, even on my rewatch of it, because I just watched it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. On my rewatch of it, I forgot Alex Wolff was in it.
Really? How?
I don't know. And then I was watching the movie, and I'm like, man, I go, this guy is great in this movie, but you know who they could really use is that kid from Hereditary. And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, it's Alex. Oh, it's the same guy. Yeah. And I deleted it. I don't know why I called myself out on it, but because no one had to know that I'm that stupid.
You're fucking dumb.
Yeah,
dude.
I know, Bill.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but Alex Wolff plays this great, like, he's the guy that comes and buys the mushrooms and sells them individually.
Yep.
But he's a real fucking sleazebag piece of shit.
He's kind of a douchebag.
Yeah, he's a pretty big douchebag.
He's like your classic city boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich city folk.
Slick hair, dumbass looking yellow car.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fuck out of here. But he played this part really well.
He really did, because
he killed it.
He's a super likable guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen Jumanji? Have you seen Tumanji?
Tumanji, oh.
He's in both of them. That was the end of that story.
God damn it.
But these people, they, like you said.
Yeah, late one night, some pieces of shit. He's taking a drink of 2 separate beverages right now.
That's really hard to do.
It looks awful.
Without a straw.
It looks awful. These pieces of shit, 2 of them, break into Nick Cage's cabin, and they steal his fucking pig.
And they beat the shit out of it.
And they beat the shit, like, I guess the dude, I think, hits him in the head with like a pipe or something. Like it fucks him up hard.
Knock some damn dirty dopers.
Yeah, they're dopers.
Damn dirty pig ruffian.
They put the pig in a blanket.
Napping pig in a blanket. Babe 3, pig in the city against his will.
It should be Babe 3, pig in the city, pig in a blanket.
Pig in the city, what's shaking bacon? Or, I don't know. There's a better tagline for that. We'll make it a fake ad, maybe.
Yeah, so the next morning he wakes up.
He can't whistle. He's like...
Yeah, because he usually whistles for his pig. So this cracked me up when he's getting his truck ready.
Oh my god! You talking about that early 90s something shit box he's trying to drive?
He has to it's like he's putting a truck together to drive it. You know what I mean? Like, does he have to put the battery in, the motor in? Like,
he's got to put some shit in it to get it going. For sure, the battery, but it kind of, I don't know. It feels like when you were a kid and you had a Lego spaceship. Or a Lego truck, but every time you went to play with it, you had to snap a couple pieces back on because it just get kicked around, you know?
Yeah. Kind of like that.
Yeah, so his fucking shitbox overheats and he's got to start walking.
It craps out immediately. He stops somewhere. He's able to get a hold of Alex Wolff.
Yeah.
Who picks him up. And he basically, first they go to another truffle forager.
Right.
An older woman.
Yeah.
And they basically explain the situation. She gets fucking pissed.
Yeah, that old lady, she's like, oh, fuck those motherfuckers. And that is played by Gretchen Corbett, known mostly for her role on Rockford Files. Or so I'm told. Not like I know.
The internet told
Whatever a Rockford file is, it's probably like an old pickup.
Yeah, she gets fucking pissed.
She does
because she knows it's the tweakers.
Yep.
And she's like, we're going there right now.
Even though he's like, you know who took my pig? And she's like, I don't know nothing about no pig. And she's like, they stole my pig, though. And she's like, what kind of pig? And it's like,
yeah.
Truffle pig.
I like your Nick Cage.
Those motherfucker. I feel like it's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
You know, for an improv.
Yeah.
I didn't practice it.
No,
that's right. It's right off the sleeve or whatever the cuff.
There
cuff.
you go.
Not the sleeve. No, it's off the cuff. It's been a really fucking long week, man.
Hey, I'm right there with you,
I'm
brother.
telling you, bro. Just anyway, about pigs.
Pigs. Yeah. They go to interrogate these tweakers, and they're pretty much useless because they're fucking tweakers.
Right.
You know.
Nick Cage gets up on one of them.
No, he doesn't get up on him at all.
He can tell they're scared. He gets up on him. He's like,
does he?
Inside of you, there are 2 pigs.
Stop, dude.
Okay, I'm done.
I just want mine.
Right. It's a red one. Her name's Kathy or whatever. Do you remember the pig's name? He said it once. I didn't write it down.
I don't even
I think one time he said it.
Oh. I don't think that he did, but okay. Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Anyway.
They get nothing out of the tweakers. But basically Nick Cage demands Alex. We're going to call them by their real names, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just easier for us.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
You want to know what their character names are? Watch the movie Pig.
Watch a pig.
He
demands that Alex take him to Portland.
Right.
Because I guess Nick Cage lives...
City of Pigs. Everybody knows that. It's the Pig
Portland's
City.
P for pig.
P for pig.
Portland Pig.
Home of the Portland...
Big Pig. Portland.
Pig Daddies.
Big Pig. Portland. Another P word.
Big Pig Portland Pitch Off.
There we go.
I don't know. It's a contest of some kind.
It's a contest.
Yeah. So they're going to Portland, and Nick Cage is like, you got to take me to this place. And he fucking knows all these like weird, seedy underground people.
Yeah.
So you're not really sure what's up with Nick Cage's
we don't know a lot about, we don't really know anything about Nick Cage at this point.
I kind of thought they were going there, but it was like there wasn't enough information for me to know for sure. On my rewatch, I was like, there's a little wink and a nod, and
there's one at the beginning.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
But I did like the guy that played Edgar.
Yes.
This guy he goes to see at this first place.
Yes.
That's played by Darius Pierce. He's like an underground guy. He's like a trafficker guy.
Okay, so we'll just like give out the information. Nick Cage in this film, he plays... You find out eventually that he is an renowned chef, right?
Yeah.
In the Portland area, in the city.
Like it seems more likely that he is nationally renowned. Like he's He's very, very high renowned, but his restaurant was in Portland.
Yes.
Right.
Correct. So Nick immediately goes to Edgar for pig info. Hashtag pig info.
That's where I get my pig info.
Pinfo,
yeah. It's a new website. You have to give.
You got to give or it'll go dark.
You got to give or it'll go dark. Go offline.
Pigfo.com. Edgar basically tells him to go fuck himself and that he doesn't have any pull in this city anymore, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So Nick Cage goes to one spot where he knows Edgar will give him what he wants.
Yeah. So Edgar runs...
Of course, an underground fight club behind a...
It's
like a kitchen basement, or
I think it's supposed to represent how just fucking
seedy some of that shit is.
Maybe I don't know if seedy is the right word, but the cooking industry itself, right? It kind of represents how cutthroat and raw it is.
Yeah,
I think that's what this is supposed to be. It's an underground fighting, whatever.
Yeah,
gambling,
but you can't have pig raw. So Nicolas Cage is there to let you know. Make sure you don't get salmonella. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what he went there for?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so he goes to this underground fight club, and I think there's a bunch of dudes standing around.
Yeah.
And Nick Cage walks up, and he takes off his coat, and all these people start throwing money down on the ground. And I think what they're doing is like, I will pay this much to beat the shit out of you.
Well,
and you got to stand there and take it. And then everybody bets their money, and Nick Cage gets to pick who gets to beat the shit out of him.
So the reason that happened is because he went up and wrote his name on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So people were like, "Oh shit,
that's who it is,"
because he's a famous chef,
right?
And I'm glad you mentioned that though, because I didn't really understand what the fighting was for.
Yeah, well, I watched it twice. Yeah. So the second time I knew that it was kind of confusing the first time, so I paid a little more attention. But yeah, that's what it is. All these people are like, I'll pay this much. So he can either look at the pile of money or he can look at the man. But he's not there for the money. He just wants to make sure he can take that ass whooping. So he picks the smallest guy in the crowd. Because Nick Cage towers over this motherfucker.
This dude gives him some shit though,
and
right?
Nick Cage is 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that little kid, he's fucking lighting his ass.
He's not a kid.
Up.
He's a man. He's an adult man.
He's a man. He's a wee little baby. No, he's a normal sized man. Of course, it's camera angles also play a big part.
Well, maybe he is just shorter.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's 3'2".
So,
I don't know.
Nick Cage takes a fucking beating though, dude.
A savage beating, and it's supposed to be what, minute and a half, 2 minutes. Whatever, X amount of time.
I think it was a minute, but...
The guy that's like...
Edgar,
the guy that runs this Fight Club thing, he definitely lets that guy get in like 7 or 8 extra punches before he stops.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something I did pick up on. I was like, okay. He's...
Post-fight makeup and effects for this. Boy, he is kind of hard to look at.
Yeah, he is.
Because he really...
And you know what I
love? Shit kicked out of him.
And you know what I love about that though?
What do you love about it?
He stays like that the entire film.
He never showers.
But it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I always thought like when Alex Wolff takes him back to his apartment, I thought he'd be like, "Hey man,
could I clean up a little bit?
Here's what's up. You're gonna take a shower and then you're gonna put on these clothes, or you're gonna sleep outside on the patio.
Yeah,
because I don't want you touching any of my things."
So. Basically, from that fight, and I'm going to say this, and then I want to get into his character. Basically, from that fight, he gets the info that he needs.
Mm-hmm.
We move on to the second act, but I think something you have to understand about this Nick Cage's character in this is he doesn't care about anything.
He just wants his fucking pig,
like except for that pig, right?
That's it.
He's obviously got a dark story, a dark past. That's why he lives in the woods. But he just does not fucking care about anything, and it's
or so you think.
That's apparent. I think because of the way he presents himself throughout the film, the rest of the film.
As a gross.
He just doesn't care, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's the type of character he plays, and I think it was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we move on to Act 2, which is called Mom's French Toast and Deconstructed Scallops.
So first off. Deconstructed scallops sound so gross.
Yeah.
so gross by themselves. I do love scallops though. Are you a seafood man? Do you like scallops?
I like scallops, yeah.
Like other various like mussels and clams and shit?
Mussels and clams I'm not as familiar with, honestly, just because it's just not something I've explored. Well, but I do like seafood.
Here locally, like in the state of Missouri, you actually can get fresh mussels because they're freshwater.
Mm-hmm.
So I've found huge mussels out. I'm a big fisherman, and I've found huge mussels out just freshwater fishing before. Like
nice.
Of course,
that's cool.
I leave them where they're at, but you can get good freshwater mussels. They might be frozen, but still normally they'll come in like a garlic butter sauce. You just dump it in a pot and steam them, and boom.
Yeah.
So mussels not out of your reach. Clams, I tend to wait until I'm someplace coastal. But I do love like clams and oyster. I love oysters, Rockefeller.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are we talking about pigs or seafood?
Back to pigs.
Both.
Yeah. So the scene opens up. It's like Mom's French Toast and Deconstructed Scallops, and then it opens with Alex Wolff bringing in 2 plates and setting it in front of Nicolas Cage and himself. He's like, "Sorry, I don't cook."
Well, because he's like. The smoke alarm's going off while he's cooking. Yeah. He's trying to like blow the smoke away. He's obviously not a cook.
So it tastes like shit. Mom's French Toast is crap, and Deconstructed Scallops, they're not supposed to be deconstructed. That's the joke. You do get a nice scene with Alex Wolff's character, like given some depth.
You get some backstory from Alex Wolff, whose mom killed herself.
She didn't though.
Well, I was gonna wait on that.
Yeah. Yeah, he says she killed herself. She's like comatose or whatever.
So I think she attempted to kill herself.
Yeah.
Didn't. And now she's just in a nursing home.
She's just catatonic or whatever.
And he kind of, to make things easier for himself, I guess, I think he refers to her as deceased. Right.
He tells this lovely story about how his parents never really got along. He does remember one night when they went out on a date night.
Yeah.
And they came home and they were laughing and they were drunk and they kept talking about the wine and the food and they talked about that meal for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Nicolas Cage's restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's cool. I just like how these two characters connect like that, though.
I do.
Like, I get that he sells him the truffles.
Yeah.
And maybe that's easy to bring them together like that, but I don't know. There's
more. There's more.
There's more to it.
There's so much more.
Yeah.
And it's really is a beautiful, just a beautiful web of story that they put together for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll
So the name of the place they're looking for, the info that Nick Cage gets, it's a place called Fenway's.
Yeah.
That was I wanted to talk about that before we got into the other thing, but it's fine. We'll go more into that, but the scene where Nick Cage talks, like after Alex Wolff talks about his mom, Nick Cage talks about an upcoming earthquake.
Oh my God. I was getting ready to say the few monologues that are in this movie are amazing. Because this is a movie of like not a lot of dialogue.
No.
Not a lot of dialogue. It's almost like they cut everything that wasn't absolutely necessary.
Or it was just they wrote it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was just... Can you imagine how many pages the screenplay was? Like 12?
Because I would say Nick Cage talks the least, right? Out of...
He doesn't say much. He's got 2 monologues.
Yeah.
The thing about...
2 or 3.
Inside you, there are 2 pigs. And then he talks about the earthquake.
So
I want somebody to watch the movie for like, I wonder what that's about.
What did you get from him talking about the earthquake?
Goosebumps. What is Goosebumps?
What is Goosebumps?
I got that Nicolas Cage, upon learning of the probability of a national catastrophe that will ruin this beautiful bit of nature that he loves, he just wants to spend all his time in it until he dies. And there's nothing more important than that to him.
Yeah. Until
he thinks maybe there is, but then that other thing is gone now. It's out of reach. Well, we'll come back to that though. What did you?
Well, I think I don't know. At first, it kind of threw me off. You know what I mean? Him talking about this, but I think you're right. I think it's him realizing that things are normal, like life is normal, but something bad is coming.
Right.
And that's how he kind of he lives out there.
Wait, because he thinks nothing bad is going to happen out there.
Yeah.
But something, that 10-story tidal wave still comes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kicks his ass and takes his pig.
Yeah. It's just such a really, like, we get 2 really great monologues right in a row there. Oh and it's just so good, man. Like,
yeah.
Like you said, goosebumps.
Yeah.
Goose pimples.
I get Tim goose pimples.
I get Tim goose pimples all the time,
I get Tim goose buds, you know?
Actually, no.
You need a little goose bud?
No.
You need another.
I got one right here.
I got a goose. You need a.
I got a cornhole.
You got a cornhole logger.
I got a logger. So, yeah, just a great scene there in Alex Wolff's apartment. That's what.
To put this in perspective, if you don't know anything about famous chefs or the culinary world, this would be like if Gordon Ramsay just disappeared for 15 years.
Yes.
Grew a giant beard, quit showering, and didn't give a shit about anything but a pig. I mean, that's
pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He may or may not have had, TV shows and shit like that, but just so you understand, he wasn't just some dude who owned a restaurant. Like, he was
a famous chef.
In the food scene, he was a very, people hear his name and go, yeah, whatever you,
people,
oh my God, are you fucking serious? He's in my restaurant?
Yeah.
They kind of freak out about it.
Nick Cage goes to where he used to live.
Dude, somebody got to teach this kid stranger danger.
Right?
Because Nick Cage is a scary looking motherfucker. If he just walked in my backyard, I'd be like, hi there, What do you mean? Are you picking out a burial plot? Because I'm about to fucking take a lead pipe to your ass. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. That was maybe one of the few moments where I was like, seems a little out of place for now, like the time and place.
It does. You get such a good scene there.
You do though.
The scene there is really great, and I think that's the part that, like, because the scene is so good, it distracts from
this shouldn't be happening.
He just walks up to this kid in the backyard of a house he hasn't been to in 15, 20 years.
20 years, yeah. His old house.
Yeah, his old house. He said when he was a kid, though, like he's an old man now.
I don't think so. I thought it was his house as an adult. Like,
okay.
I thought first I thought it was from when he was a kid, but
you know what I found relatable about this?
What's that?
I have a persimmon tree.
Oh, look at you, pinky up. So yeah, every time he talks to this little boy about a persimmon tree that used to be in the backyard. Mm-hmm. And the little boy's like, "What's a persimmon?" Mm-hmm. And he tells him what it is. He's like, "What is it?" Does Nick Cage say? I think the little boy asks, like, "Did it die or something like that?" Correct? Like talking about the tree.
Yeah, and Nick Cage just misdirects. He's like, "It's okay.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter."
Yeah, I don't know. That was a really good scene with the boy.
Yeah, what a sweet kid. But also, teach your kids to stay the fuck away from strangers, because it's not always going to be world-renowned chef Nicolas Cage who's just been living in the woods for 15 years. It's probably going to be like a fucking somebody that wants to touch your kid inappropriately. More than likely.
Right. Some weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just another great scene there. I think Nick Cage reflecting on his past. Mm-hmm. Just a good little interaction with a young boy that lives at this house that he used to live in. Yeah. So Nick Cage wants a reservation at this.
Oh my God. I love everything about this bit.
Yeah. So he wants a reservation at this fancy, lunch reservation.
Yeah. Fancy schmancy place.
Yes. So and because this is the place called Fenway's, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Alex Wolff is trying to help him out a little bit.
He gets him the res.
He does get him the reservation, yes. Mm-hmm. This whole fucking scene is just...
Oh, my God,
I know we keep saying that, but goddamn, man, like...
This is
the acting from the chef.
Oh, my God, yeah. Played by David Cannell, by the way.
Thank you.
A great performance by David Cannell.
Great performance.
And also... everybody else in this fucking movie, down to the 5-year-old who didn't know that strangers are not cool in your backyard.
Oh my gosh. But something that cracked me up is like we switched to, or like we moved to the reservation, and Nick Cage still looks like shit. It is a fancy restaurant.
It is very nice. I can't believe somebody's like, "Hey, hose that guy off."
Or like, "Hey, you can't come in here.
He's covered in blood." He just got the shit beat out of him for like 6 minutes straight without like, during the Fight Club thing, he's got to have his hands behind his back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did forget.
So he's not hitting this guy back. He's just getting the shit beat out of him. So he's hella fucked up. But now he's in this super nice restaurant at like 1 p.m. It's like broad daylight, a lot of natural lighting in there, and he's looking rough.
Looks fucking rough, man.
Yeah.
Nick requested to speak to the chef, who eventually recognizes him and like kind of loses his shit.
Well, because Alex Wolff's like, let me handle this. Let me handle this. And then he's not handling it, and the guy's not helping him. He's like, fucking tell him who you are, man. Tell him who you are. And Nick Cage just looks at the guy, and he's like, oh shit. Oh, wow. And he takes a seat. He's like, what are you doing in my restaurant?
Yeah.
He asks him about the pig. He doesn't say. He's like, I don't know. Do I look like a pig guy to you? I'm a chef guy.
Well,
and then Nick Cage asks him about his food and destroys his soul.
Well, and I think it's important to know that this other chef that runs Fenway's, he used to work for Nick Cage. Mm-hmm. When he had his restaurant, he was a pasta chef or something like that. I think they said. And he just tears this guy apart.
Oh my God, he fucking ruins his life. He's like, what is this shit? What are you doing? didn't you want to own and operate a fucking English pub? And the guy just starts like crying and laughing, and
it's kind of a progression though, because I think at first he's in a little bit of shock.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you probably don't remember me. He's like, no, I remember you. This is your first, middle, and last name. I fired you back in this month of this year because you overcooked the pasta too many times. You worked for me for exactly 2 months.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what is it you told me in your outgoing interview? You wanted to open a pub. You wanted to open an English pub. And what was going to be your main dish? And the guy just fires it off.
Yeah.
And then he like starts cracking up, and he's broken him.
He's
as
progressively losing it. Yeah. At first you see him laughing kind of maniacally, and then it just breaks down to him realizing that he's not doing what he loves. And we get a really great I think it's a shorter monologue from Nick Cage about you only get to care about a few things in life.
Yeah, you only get a few things to really care about.
Yeah.
You
know, about
God, it's good.
It's so good.
It's good.
Make sure you're caring about that thing. You know, and I think I feel like it probably inspires.
Shit.
I feel like it probably inspires this guy a little bit.
It should, because it fucking inspires me. Like I only get a few things to really care about, and this podcast is not one of them.
I mean, you put a little bit of care into it.
Just doing this for funsies.
Yeah. It's just, you put a little bit of care into it.
You know, I gotta care a little bit. Not that song, We Care a Lot. That's why it's not our intro.
So the info that they get, it turns out the person that had his pig taken is fucking Alex's dad.
Yeah. Alex didn't know. Alex Wolff's character didn't know.
He didn't know about the pig being taken. So the restaurant that they went to, Fenway's, Alex
is owned by Alex's dad.
I don't know if it's owned by, but Alex's dad provides that restaurant with like everything.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think he owns it. He might. I can't remember. I think he controls it. So maybe he does own it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Nick Cage is losing his shit, and he's like, where is he? Kicks the shit out of his car, and he's like, give me the address.
He fucks up his car pretty bad.
He just walks off, and then it shows Nicolas Cage cut to him stealing a kid's bike. And the kid's like, hey, and he's like, just like crazy screams at him. It's my favorite part of the whole fucking movie is when he screams at that kid, man. I get it all, like, I laugh out loud at it every time because it's so outrageous.
It is, and it's kind of funny that you don't really get because in most movies, I think you'd get the reaction from the other character, but it just kind of like cuts off immediately. He yells at him and then just cuts to the next scene.
That's how he's getting where he's going. He's not walking, he's going by bike.
Yeah.
That whole scene is just so you know he's got a bike. That's the whole reason they did that. But it's awesome, man. Him screaming at that kid and the kid be like, Jesus, fuck.
Fucking crazy asshole.
So we're not running short on time. We got time, but I do want to skip through about 10 minutes of it.
Okay.
Nick Cage gets to the big man's house, Alex Wolff's dad.
Yep.
And he's like, give me my pig. And Alex Wolff's dad's like, what do you want? You want $2,000? You want 10 grand? Or you want 20 grand?
You want 20?
You want 20 million?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think you fucking understand who I am. Listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deliver $25,000 to your house. You're going to fuck off.
And if you come around here again,
I'll kill you.
I'm going to kill that pig.
Yeah, he's like,
and turn it into bacon.
Right. Which
we get a great performance from him.
Oh my god, yeah.
What was that guy's name?
That guy's good too. Shit, I thought I wrote it down. Pigcast.
Oh, Adam Arkin.
Yeah, Adam Arkin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Adam Arkin is fucking great in this also. Just like everybody else. Again, there's not one half-ass performance. If anything, the pig. You know what I mean? The fucking pig he's kind of phoning it in. What they should have done was God, what's his name? What's his name?
Oh, what's that?
He plays everybody. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Golem, Andy Serkis. They should have got Andy Serkis to play the pig.
Who?
Andy Serkis. He's in fucking everything.
Oh.
He's just the most world famous CGI actor ever.
He's in a bunch of the fucking apes movies.
He's in all of them. He's the main ape.
Oh, is he?
He's the main ape.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's the main ape. He's Golem. I
don't give a shit about those films.
He's Golem in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Not those.
He's in tons of them, dude.
The Apes films.
He's in tons of like live action shit where somebody's a monster or a creature. It's Andy Serkis, like almost every time. It's great.
Oh shit. Okay, so
that's really funny. Just so you guys know, keep tuning into the podcast because I make jokes like the pig should have been Andy Serkis. That's good.
So we get another good moment between Alex and Nick. Just after this, after they leave his dad's.
Yep.
Alex is parked there. He's waiting for Nick.
He writes him a list, and he's like, "Go get me all this shit." And
he's
like,
people go get these things.
He's like, "I can't get all this," and he's like, "Just tell him it's for me."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh shit, you want me to
use your name?"
He's like, "Hell yeah. Do it up, brother."
He's like, "What are we doing?"
Getting my pig back.
We're getting my pig back.
Act 3. A bird, a bottle, and a salted baguette. Baguette. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, write me at usjusttwomovies@gmail.com. You one listener. I fucking know who you are. Or you're using a VPN, which, you could be like, I don't know, baguette sounds right to me.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Working on my tight 5 for the Chuckle Hut.
All right, Act 3. Alex goes to the mausoleum where Nicolas Cage's wife, we find out, is buried or kept. Her body is kept, I guess.
Yep.
So that's where we get his darker past. Nick Cage's wife passed away some years ago. I assume like 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, when he first goes into town, he asks for someone, and she's like, she's been dead for 10 years. So I wonder if that was his wife.
I don't think so.
Well, because at the end, he does have a scene where he's like, I always thought if I ever came back and I ever went looking for her, that she'd be alive. But she wouldn't. And he's not talking about the pig.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he's not talking about the pig. We'll get there. If I ever went back to look for her, well, of course he's going to go. He went back immediately and looked for her. It was like the next, he didn't always think if I go look for her, she'll be alive.
Oh, you're probably right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was actually talking about the woman.
Huh. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming up. Like, So Alex goes to get all these things for Nick Cage. The reason he goes to the mausoleum is there's a bottle of wine that's kept there for Nick.
Right.
It was Nick and his wife or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the bottle of wine. Nick Cage visits his old baker. So this is a woman that used to work for him.
Right.
At his restaurant. She was the baker.
Gets that salted baguette.
She gets that salted baguette.
Salted baguette.
And a couple other treats.
It's baguette.
It's
ball. It's a long A. It's a ball.
Ball.
Ball with a ball.
So we learned that the stuff he was retrieving was to recreate the dinner that he served Alex's parents.
Right.
Which is a really cool moment.
Because he remembered Alex's parents. He remembers everyone dish he's ever cooked and every person he's ever served.
Because
when Alex was telling him about that meal, he remembered it. He even asked him, he's like, what happened to her? Like in regards to his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, fucking, she killed herself or whatever. You could tell it really bummed him out, but he knew the meal, so he made it to a T.
For his dad, for Alex's dad.
Alex's dad.
To try to get his pig back.
And they all three sat down there at the counter, and he's eating. Alex's dad's eating it, and he just like starts to fucking break down and cry because he's like, that's it. That's the one. That's the happiest night of my life or whatever.
I think, but I also wonder, is it half of that or half of what happened? Because the dad breaks down, goes into another room. Nick Cage follows him, and he just yells at him to get out of his house. And he eventually learns that
he made him so emotional, man. He's Mr. fucking in charge. I'm 10 feet tall. I'm bulletproof.
No, I understand that, but is it half the dinner that he's remembering and his wife, and is it half the fact that it's Nick Cage's pig? We learned didn't make it.
I think the meal and all the memories flooding back is what made him so emotional about the pig. I don't think he really gives a shit. I think he's like, it's a pig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Inside everybody there are two pigs, so it's not that big of a deal.
God damn it.
So, you like that? I never even wrote that down. That's good. So he tells Nick Cage, he's got him all fucking emotional and shit. And he's like, how dare you come into my house and do that shit? And he's like, I remember every meal I've ever made and every person I've ever served. And then he's like, I just want a pig. And he's like, your pig's dead. Those fucking meth heads were too methy. And they fucking were too rough with her, and they killed the pig. Yeah. And Nick Cage...
He loses his shit, man.
He comes apart, you know?
Expectedly, he loses his shit.
He just falls to pieces in the middle of the floor and weeps.
It's fucking sad, man, because, like, you can joke about it all you want. It's funny. It's always going to be funny. But to him, that's like a family pet.
It's like losing his wife or his child. It's all he's got. He's lived in the woods alone for 15 years with a fucking pig. Right. That's all he's got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and he tells Alex Wolff after the fact. He's like, I'll help get you another pig, and he's like, I never needed the pig to find the truffles. Yeah. He goes, this isn't about the truffles. He's like, I don't fucking care about that. He's like, I don't need the pig to find the truffles. He's like, what? He's like, the trees tell me where the truffles are. Yeah. He's like, I just loved her. Mm-hmm. And he does. And it's very sad. This is sadder than any movie about some asshole with a dog. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Because it's so sincere and sweet.
So, yeah, it really is. So going back to the scene you were talking about where he tells him about going,
my pig.
No, about going to look for it, right? Okay. Yeah. So I guess I didn't really even pick up on that he was really talking about his wife.
Yeah, I think that he's talking about his wife. And I wondered briefly, it was the grave that really threw me off, because the first time I watched this, I thought that Alex Wolff's father and Nicolas Cage were in love with the same woman, and she chose Alex Wolff's father.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not what happened, but that would have been an extra layer. Because Alex Wolff would respect Nicolas Cage because he's like, you never tore my family apart. You went and moved into the fucking middle of nowhere to not bother us. Yeah. But you also loved my mom, and I loved my mom, and my dad kind of treated her like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a little too much, but
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. I think we get it just enough here.
I thought what I mean? I thought it was good, and on my rewatch, I was like, shit, I was way off. So I'm really thrilled I watched this twice, because the second time I got to pay a little closer attention to it. Right.
For the most part, that's it. They go to a diner, but they part ways right after that. Yep. And Nick Cage he goes back to his cabin or his shack, whatever you want to call it. And we just get
he finally presses play on that. There's a bit where he's thinking about playing a radio, and he doesn't.
A tape
tape. Yeah. So he presses play on it, and it's his wife, and she's like, telling him she's like getting ready to go out, and she loves him, and then she picks up a guitar and she plays a cover of "I'm on Fire." Yeah. And it's really good.
It's really good.
It's very touching. Yeah. It's just great. This whole thing, I really like it a lot. How many pig dicks? how many pig dicks out of 10 pig? No, we're not gonna make it pig dicks.
That'd be too easy.
Okay, if your thumbs
were pig snouts.
If your thumbs were made of rustic mushroom tarts, how many rustic mushroom tart thumbs would you give this as a good movie?
I'm gonna go a solid 9.5.
A solid 9.5. That's good.
And the only reason I don't give it a 10 is because of some of the shaky camera work. That's it.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Because there's a few scenes where a couple characters are talking to each other, and man, it's just like, it's kind of rough. That's my only gripe about this film.
Is the worst one you're talking about when they're in the camper with the meth heads?
That one was pretty bad, but towards the end where there's a scene with just Nick Cage and Alex Wolff. I don't remember which scene it is, but it was kind of jarring, and I was like, oh, man. Yeah. Like, it was kind of fucking with me a little bit. Like, almost made me nauseous.
Gotcha.
What are you going to give it?
I'm going to give it a full 10. Full 10? Rustic mushroom tart pig dick thumbs.
Whoa, wait, no, we're doing the mushroom.
Whoa. Rustic mushroom tart thumbs. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 10. I mean, It's not very often I watch a movie like this, and I'm like, I could watch that 10 more times. Mm-hmm. And
I'll be buying this.
I really could. Yeah, I've rented it.
On the
I've already spent $14.99 renting it, and I'm still going to purchase it. which is a little ridiculous on my
silly,
part, but
it's good to support things like this.
If I could have just ran to Walmart and grabbed it, I would have.
Yeah,
but
it's not out yet.
Yeah, so fucking.
We'll be getting it on the 4K Ultra HD, fucking blue DVD rays.
Right. We're gonna go watch a different Nick Cage movie.
Yes,
it's not probably
good.
anything even on the same scale as this.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's called
Jiu Jitsu.
Jiu Jitsu,
with Nicolas Cage.
I don't even think there's any Jiu Jitsu in this. I've been threatening to watch this since it was out for rent, and
I think there is.
we're gonna tackle Alicia and tie her down and make her watch it with us, and she's not gonna like it. Like, it's gonna be dangerous. I'd stay at least 6 feet away from her,
right?
Because she'll be like biting, and she's not gonna be happy about it. But we're gonna go watch Jiu Jitsu and poop Shih Tzu. Hey guys, it's Danny. Look, I know you're expecting the classic fake ads that we do, and we already did one. We had so much fun making one that I thought I would put together a little the making of. So if you guys like this or you think it's interesting, please do let me know, because I can definitely add more of these. But this is the making of Nosferatu Gardens. Enjoy. What if? Okay, hold on. I got it. All right. Here's the kicker. We're the people selling. You and me, we're like selling it like it's a commercial to let your grandparents stay here or whatever.
Right.
But we're vampires. Come on, that's great. Because that's what they are. You know what I'm saying?
But how are we going to let the people know that we're vampires?
Oh my god, dude, subtly. We require bi-daily blood tests. And just cut to a scene of like you like squirting it out of a syringe into your mouth, maybe like chug. Because we're vampires and they're just old people. But financially, we're also vampires.
This should be a skit.
We're vampires in practice and in profession. Hear it. What's the name of the... Make it like Bela Lugosi. Hear it, Bela Lugosi Homes. Something very vamp. Something very obvious, like Dracula Embassy Suites.
Hang on. Everything that you started with was good. So you just need a good name. Dracula-esque estates.
Children of the Night. What's a good? No, it's gotta be very obvious, but also clever.
Hang on.
What's the one with the teeth? Nosferatu. That could be a thing.
Nosferatu Gardens.
And the sprinklers are blood. It's just old people in a clutch of blood slaves to vampires. Special thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams. Please check out his latest project at suns.bandcamp.com. That is sunds.bandcamp.com. Thanks to Lamplighter Productions for our artwork. Please check out more of their stuff on Instagram at lamplighter_productions_IL. First time listener? We're anywhere podcasts are found, but if you don't subscribe to any of those services, listen to the show for free on our website. It's just the number 2, movies.buzzsprout.com. That's it's just 2movies.buzzsprout.com. Want to get in touch with the show? Email us at itsjust2movies@gmail.com or find us on Twitter or Instagram at itsjust2movies. Want to support the show? Great. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe on whatever platform tickles your fancy. And one last thank you to our editor, head writer, producer, and host. Those are all me. So anyway, back to the show.
We're fucking back.
We're back.
And we just watched Jiu Jitsu.
You're welcome.
From 2020.
You can skip this one.
You should skip this one.
Yeah, I would. If I could go back in time and pick a different movie, I would have.
It is
I did have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I did have a lot of fun with this, though.
It is a science fiction martial arts film, directed and co-written by Dimitri Logothetis and Alan... Oh, no, there's more. Okay, so Dimitri Logothetis, Alan Musi, Frank Grillo, Juju Chan, Tony Jaa, and Nicolas Cage. Damn. So all of those people co-wrote it, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh.
Budget $25 million, box office
$25 million?
Yeah. Less than 100,000 in the box office. Which you can imagine why, because we were like 45 seconds into this and we're like, oh, fuck.
This looks bad.
We made a mistake. We've made a horrible, irreversible mistake.
Before we really get into this, I do want to go back to Pig. Just talk about we'll just talk about Pig for another 45 minutes.
Some more. Not really.
No, not really. I do want to go back. The song at the end of Pig, I just want to give credit. So in the cast, Cassandra Violette, she's actually the voice.
I love it.
Of Nick Cage's wife, and she does the song. So just want to give her credit. Yeah,
that I'm on Fire cover. It's really good.
And then there's another gentleman that I believe did the music. I can't find his name right now. But anyways.
Well, speaking of things that are not good, Jiu Jitsu on Netflix with Nicolas Cage from 2020 has a 2.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 28% on Rotten Tomatoes, 27% on Metacritic. So it's shitty. It's shitty and it looks shitty and it makes sense, but it's doing all the wrong. So in Pig, this has got way more connections than just Nicolas Cage. But in Pig, how it gives you the 3 acts.
Yes.
It's like Act 1, here it is. Act 2, here it is. Act 3, don't you love it?
You love it.
In this, it's like Acts 1 through 16. And I'm sure they're supposed to be chapters because they do this weird little like comic book looking cutaway type of deal. But it's fucking don't do it. It's fucking stupid. You can cut to a different thing a different way.
Right.
Yeah. SpongeBob SquarePants does it great. It's like 12 minutes later. Great.
I don't think this is based...
That was a joke, by the way. It didn't land. But it was, though. I made the effort.
Sorry, no, I'm just focused on...
No, it's okay. What do you got?
I don't think it... Like, at first I was like, oh, okay, so maybe this is based on a comic book.
Was it?
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's good, because...
They were just like, hey, let's just use like a comic book filter.
People love comic book movies.
Yeah, people love comic book movies. Well, let's use a filter. So we'll
just make a movie and pretend it's a comic book.
Right. With 25 million though, that kind of blows my mind. Like, what'd they spend their money on? Nick Cage?
Nick Cage, I guess.
He's not that hard to get though. I don't know
anymore. I don't know who did the special effects for this, but Jesus Christ, maybe they spent a lot of money on Frank Grillo, but I mean, Frank Grillo, he was such a minor character. You could have got anybody to play him. You could have got the main character to be played by Frank Grillo. Yeah, Jake Barnes. You could have got Jake Barnes to play Frank Grillo's character and got Frank Grillo to play Jake Barnes, but you never would have bought Frank Grillo as Nicolas Cage's son.
Right.
Because they're the same age, or you know what I mean? They went to preschool together. So probably
just like going off of this a little bit, because we talked about this out there.
Frank Grillo, email me at just2movies@gmail.com and tell me how much you probably hated working on this.
You mentioned that
It's Just Two Movies at
Shut the fuck up.
Instagram.
Shut up.
Okay.
Stop.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You mentioned that you talked to Doug for like 45 minutes about Nick Cage. What did Doug have to say about Nick Cage?
Doug said some interesting stuff about Nick Cage, and upon like editing the episode, because I was pretty drunk when we were in here just chit-chatting about him. But upon editing the episode, I had a chance to like really listen to it with clear ears.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that Nick Cage claims to have invented his own acting style because when he works, nobody else works like he does, like in a role. Like when he works as that character, nobody else could do it. And when he doesn't work, it's bad. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But when he does, it's perfect.
Do you know why he
I don't disagree though. Like I started thinking about it, like I think Nick Cage has been in a bunch of really bad stuff, mostly because of his financial habits.
That's what I was going to say. Like, why he takes so many bad roles, right?
Yeah, because he has to work.
He's in so much real estate debt that...
He's got a pyramid temple that he's going to be buried in. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It's in Florida, I think.
Huh.
Yeah.
But apparently he's in so much real estate debt that he takes any role he can get, and it all goes to his debts.
That is fucking amazing.
That's shitty. Like,
I would love to get a movie and put Nicolas Cage in it.
Yeah?
Let's
do it.
If I was going to make a movie, and if it was not going to be a comedy, because I would want him to do... Oh, fuck, I don't know, man. Because he's fun in a lot of stuff. Like, the roles where he works great, you know? Some examples, like... And now, some of this shit I haven't seen in a long time, but when Face Off was a new movie and when Gone in 60 Seconds was a new movie before the Fast and the Furious franchise, those were fucking great films. Like Snake Eyes, I remember that being a lot of fun. And then Con Air. And then I remember him doing a bunch of shit for a long time, but then I remember little gems like Matchstick Men.
Yeah. And then Lord of War.
Yeah, Lord of War.
I thought it was
I thought he was great in Lord of War.
Film.
And then he's on to some of this newer stuff. You know, he's got to do some things that he's really into, I think, like Mandy and Color Out of Space and Pig, for instance.
Yeah.
But then he's got to do shit to fucking keep the lights on, like Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah.
But honestly, I do think that realistically, he's the best part of this movie.
You think?
I absolutely think. Is there a better
Jiu-Jitsu?
part? Yeah, is there a better part?
He was not great.
No, of course not. He just played an old crazy coot.
I thought Frank Grillo was the best part in this film.
Frank Grillo probably was the best part. Okay, I'll give Nicolas Cage a close second.
He was
because he played a crazy coot and he did it great.
I guess. Did he though? Not. I don't know.
Oh, great's probably overselling it a bit.
Yeah.
It was fun to have him in this because the rest of it sucked real bad.
Yeah, for sure.
It gave some levity and some seasoning to an otherwise very bland.
I feel like he maybe read the room and was like, I don't have to do too much in this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really have to be on in this.
Right. Yeah, that very well may be the case. But man, he just like when he fit, who would you have got to replace his character in Pig?
You know, I was thinking about that a little bit, but
yeah, you thinking about it a little bit?
Just because he's been in so many great movies lately, the one actor that came to mind was Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay,
maybe not. That might not be perfect. I don't know, but he's just such a good actor.
Well, when we get to the other section of the show, I recently watched a film with Mads Mikkelsen in it, and I had never seen it. I liked it a lot. So what else? What would you say this movie's about, Birdman?
I'll read you the whole Wikipedia plot. No.
Oh my God.
This, I don't know, man. No. This one, I
think. Okay, I think
it's about something.
I think all your main characters are aliens. I think they're from a different place, and they're like, oh, the comet or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Maybe they're from Earth. I don't know. Didn't catch that part. Seemed like they were from somewhere else.
I didn't get that.
If they were, this is like a really worse version of Alien versus Predator.
Right.
And they are the aliens, and the other thing is the Predator.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about Jiu Jitsu.
I know a very little bit about the martial arts, and what I know is like as a spectator, I don't know any of it. But I did not see anything in this movie that I'm like, that is for sure Jiu Jitsu.
I was gonna ask.
As a matter of fact, 99% of everything that I saw, I thought to myself,
that's probably...
none of this is Jiu Jitsu for sure.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I can't say. I can't be like, oh, that's. But I was wondering if you knew.
Oh, that's a.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a move in jiu-jitsu. So every 6 years, an alien comes through a portal, and a chosen person has to fight it and try to kill it.
And this time, it's a guy who just doesn't remember. And last time, it was Nick Cage. I wish we would have got that movie.
The version with just Nick Cage.
Just Nick Cage doing it.
Yeah. So that's kind of a very easy way of explaining what the film is about.
Good night, folks.
Good night. The main character sucks. The main actor, he's just real bad.
Yeah.
The
only thing Frank Grillo's got is he's doing what he is scripted to do, and most of it is garbage. But he's being genuine about it.
Right. He's trying to put something into it.
Nick Cage is supposed to be crazy and over the top. He is. But main guy is just like, he's such a fucking wet blanket.
Yeah.
Like, he's not interesting. Nothing about him's compelling.
A wet pig in a blanket.
He's a wet pig in a blanket. Inside you, there are two pigs. One full of hate and malice, and the other full of love and joy. And they're all constantly at battle. Do you know which pig wins? Me neither. It's a fucking terrible analogy. And whichever one the alien predator monster doesn't kill with a weird... He's got a weird CGI face.
Oh, the face.
The CGI in this is
so
fucking...
bad, man.
Just don't even put it in there.
No.
Don't even put it in there. Make it more about them hiding because he's so dangerous or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just don't do that. Like, we've all seen a movie before. We know it looks bad. With the power of two human eyes, you can tell that it is bad. Like, you could see 30 seconds. No, not even that. That's being too generous. You could see 8 seconds of this just visually with no volume and go, I'm not fucking watching that. It's just
so bad.
It looks awful. Yeah.
Could you kind of describe the alien for us, the quote unquote alien?
It's a man in a suit.
Yep, it's definitely that.
It's a man in a suit.
Because you can tell, like...
He's got an Assassin's Creed blade. He can shoot, like, ninja star spinny discs.
But they're almost...
Out of his, like, he can extend his arm and make his wrists go limp or push your fist down and make...
shoots out
spinny shooty stars come out of his...
shooty bomb stars or something like that?
It's like opposite Spider-Man. Like, you know how Spider-Man, his shit comes from the bottom? Yep. This guy comes from the top.
Comes from the top.
He's blowing a spider web.
You can obviously tell that it's
just a helmet. And
then the face.
It's got a see-through bit, and they're like, oh, his face is all smoky. You don't even know. But then occasionally, it's like the smoke clears up, and you see this weird, like, wrapped around... God, I wish you guys could see my fucking hands right now, because it would make so much sense. He's got this, like, wrapped around, digitally embossed...
flat kind of face.
It's not even embossed. That's the wrong word. It's digitally projected face on a rounded surface.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that it's not the face. It's... They put it on the glass instead of where the face would be.
Right.
It looks awful. If you tune into the show just to hear me try to explain things, I appreciate you.
No, that's like, I can't explain it. I just can't. I can't find the words.
Well,
and I know you're a little bit better than that.
There are not very many, and it looked real dumb.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
It was real bad.
I didn't like most of it. Now, I will say the chuckle factor or whatever, like how easy this thing is to make fun of. Ooh, it's pretty high on the board. It's pretty high on the board. Now, it's no Spaghetti Man. It's no Spaghetti Man. It's no, Hell Comes to Frogtown. What's the best bad movie? It's no Torque.
Oh, dude. I recently read that.
I quit following fucking Ice Cube on Instagram because he never responded to any of my comments.
I recently read that Torque was made as it's not a comedy. No. Listen, it's not a comedy. Like, because it's not billed as a comedy.
Is it a satire on comedy?
It's a satire of those types of films.
Oh, okay. Which
makes a little bit more sense. You know what I mean?
Is that like how they're like Pluto's not a planet anymore? It's just like it makes more sense for it to be a celestial dwarf.
I did have a lot of fun with Torque. I'm trying to think of the other bad movies that we had a lot of fun with.
Every time Ice Cube posts something, I'm like, hey, remember when you were in Torque? Remember when you go? What was it like filming Torque? And I'd be like,
of course he's not going to respond to you.
I'm making this new thing.
That's not even fucking. That's not even him, probably.
Well, everything else is like, daddy, and like heart emoji eyes, and everything else is like myteenwetpussy.com or whatever.
What?
Yeah, there's fucking weird shit on celebrities' Instagram. If you go through the comments, it's fucking super weird.
Oh, you're talking about the comments. I was like, I thought you were talking about the posts.
But then I asked a real question. The U.S. Post?
No, like, that's probably not even him, man. That's an assistant taking care of that shit or something.
I still want to know what he thinks about Torque. If you're Ice Cube's assistant, you tell me you haven't seen Torque.
Ice Cube has a lot of money.
Ice Cube, I'm calling you out.
He don't give a fuck about what you're doing.
No, why would he? To be honest with you, I don't give a fuck about what he's doing either. So, same page.
Oh, man. This, let's see, what else we got? Okay, so some of the fight sequences aren't terrible.
No, some of the choreography I quite liked a lot. Yeah. But it's so much choreography.
It's so much. That
it's all the time, and the way that it's shot, like the camera angles for it are bad.
Yeah, cinematography's bad.
They're bad. Yeah. They're doing like some body cams that look real bad, and like sometimes it's first person and sometimes it's third person.
What's up with that? Yeah, like
I don't know.
There was a fighting sequence.
It was like a concept scene, I think, and it's like, hey, you remember Hardcore Henry?
Let's do
and
that.
And it's like, I remember what I didn't like about Hardcore Henry was it made me physically nauseous for part of it. So we'll stop doing it, but then we'll go back to it because it was cool. Am I right?
Oh, man. Something else. One thing I really hated were the... so whenever there was an actor or an actress...
in the storyline.
Right. Whenever there was an actor or an actress speaking a different language... the subtitles for it were right in the middle of the screen, and certain words were bold.
It was really like, so it's not closed captioning, it's not subtitles.
Yeah, no,
it's one character is speaking. What was it, Burmese?
Yeah, Burmese, I believe.
One character is speaking Burmese, so the subtitles are like in the middle of the screen, like it's part of the movie.
Yeah,
and some of the like words were embolded,
yes,
but not actually on influxes on the sentence.
I don't know, man. It's such a strange idea. Like, why? I don't get that.
It was a super fucking weird ass movie, man. I ain't
just the style of the whole movie.
I ain't tripping on that, dog. It was dumb as shit. The whole thing, man, like a lot of the fight scenes were real fucking dumb, and we'd be watching a different part and be like, this is fucking stupid. But it's a lot of fun to make fun of because it is so bad.
Turns out all you need to do is
just kill the bad guy. Imagine that.
No, you get a fire. You got to have fire to kill the alien.
Yep, or mud. So he's Predator. He's Predator with a sword and an Assassin's Creed blade. And little shooty diskies.
Yeah. What else did he have?
A dumb face.
It was weird though that like some of the weapons that the alien used didn't really come into play until like the middle or late film. Like,
right? Yeah.
Why didn't he use those powers in the beginning?
It was silly.
What a strange name. The lead character, like his real name is, I mean, I don't know if it's pronounced Alan, but it's Alain. Elaine, maybe?
Elaine Moosey?
Elaine Moosey. He was so bad, man. And why'd you name him Jake?
Don't quit your day job. Elaine. Or
Alan.
Or fucking... Or just, man, do something else. Like, this is not you. Like, I don't know if it has to do with direction or... So what would you... I don't want to talk about this thing anymore. It fucking blows.
Yeah. I agree.
What would you do about this to make it more interesting or at least profitable?
Okay.
I'd have got George Clooney to play Nicolas Cage.
Really?
And you're
you
done.
take Nick Cage out of it?
Done. No, I would absolutely leave Nick Cage in it.
Okay.
But
because I was going to leave Nick Cage in. Just get a better...
You just need somebody who can play Nicolas Cage's son and who is not playing a wet blanket.
Right.
Or a pig in a wet blanket.
Right. I like the idea of keeping Nick Cage because if you get a different director... I think you can get a better performance out of Nick Cage. Director or director of cinematography, one of you two gotta fucking get your shit together. We need you need a better writer.
Any writers. You need any writers. This is just they did all this on the day. It feels like
right. So as a lead, the lead man or woman, like why don't we could get.
Could be a woman. Oh shit! Yeah, what's that fucking girl with the crazy hair from Orange Is the New Black?
Crazy hair from.
She was in Russian Doll on Netflix. She can do crazy.
Like as the main character? You're talking of this?
Yeah, okay. Sure. She could do crazy. She could do Nick Cage's daughter.
Wait, what was the other one called? Russian
Doll.
Because I want to find out who you're talking about.
I cannot remember her name to save my life.
Oh yeah. Natasha Lyonne?
Yes, I think it's Leon.
Leon?
Is it?
I don't know. She
can do crazy, is all I'm saying. Like, pick anybody who can do crazy.
Yeah,
anybody.
She seems more like...
male or female, doesn't matter.
Yeah, she seems more of a comedic actress.
But... You could get the fucking guy that plays Daredevil on the Netflix series. You know he can already do most of the stunts.
Yeah.
He's definitely a better dramatic actor than this fucking guy.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I have B characters that I've never met in my whole life in my dreams that are better actors than this fucking guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, like I go into a donut shop. He's the guy behind, like, not even the guy that I talk to. He's the guy that gets the donuts out of the thing that I don't even talk to or look at. Guy's a better actor than this guy.
I want to get Michael Rooker in place of Frank
Grillo?
Frank Grillo.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could say, whoa.
But a good Michael Rooker, not...
I don't know.
What was that from?
You hungry? Skeleton Man?
Not from Skeleton Man. Oh, man, I had a good time with Skeleton Man.
Dude, Skeleton Man, I think about Skeleton Man probably once a week, at least fleetingly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I work right next to a Qdoba, and I'm like, hey... I'll go to Qdoba, and every time I'm like, they're like beans. I'm like, I don't know. You hungry? You want some?
You want some? Oh boy. Uh-oh. You know what I think?
So who else do you think? Oh shit, you going to the flavor wave?
Anyways, what were you saying? Who else?
So you're replacing Frank Grillo?
I think so. What do you think about that?
I think Frank Grillo is one of the best actors that are in this, but that doesn't mean he has to stay.
Right.
Frank Grillo's got a time and a place, and I think he was underwritten, and they were trying to be like, but we did get Frank Grillo, but he didn't really have an arc. There was no depth to him. He just what was that, like the buff Asian guy? He was pretty good. He was just like a U.S. soldier guy or whatever. No, he was great. He would have made a better main character.
Right.
As like just an unknown guy, I thought he was okay. I mean, he's written terribly, but
Rick Yoon. Are you talking about Rick Yoon?
Yeah. His acting was fine though. I thought he was
as Captain Sand.
Yeah. Some kind of a racist name, but
yeah. So really, the stars in this were just Frank Grillo and
Nicolas
Cage. I mean,
yep. Does it say who wore the suit or whose face the suit is?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. I'm full of them, ladies and gentlemen.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Also, I thought it was weird that I'm pretty sure we never heard Nick Cage's name. Like he's billed as Wiley, but I don't think anyone ever said. Because what a silly fucking name. All right. I don't know. I feel like we've kind of exhausted Jiu Jitsu.
This movie was exhausted before it started.
Yeah.
There's no reason for this to be an hour and fucking whatever.
Oh my God, right? Like hour 42.
So get somebody more compelling to be Nick Cage's progeny. Son or daughter. Oh, that's emos, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Came from way downtown.
Came from way deep. The way deep.
Or you could just shorten this by 35 minutes. This would have made a great series on the CW. It would have made a great series on the CW. Like, people would have watched it.
And you could have just kept it the same.
You could have got Nick Cage for 3 episodes. You have him in episodes.
No, dude, you could have got him for a season.
Oh, here's what you do. You have Nick Cage, you get him for 3 episodes. You put him in episode 3 and 4 and 8.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, I think you can get him for the right price. Get him for a whole season.
You get him for a whole season?
Oh, yeah.
For the right price. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Got to pay off that real estate debt.
He was certainly the most entertaining part of it.
Yeah, I would agree.
He's just like crazy saying crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Just for the sake of saying crazy shit.
Yeah.
I'd say him and the alien were the most entertaining.
Man, the fucking alien, though. If it had a really embarrassing monologue about how crazy it was, yes. But I don't know, man. I think it was hard to watch. It's just a man in a suit.
Right.
It's just a man in a suit with a dumb helmet. But it's dumb though. Like even if it had the same face and a totally different body, or if it was all a totally different thing. That looked better. That would have been cooler.
All right. So if you had ninja stars, as fingers.
Oh fuck! Are they shooting off? How many of them would I shoot off?
No, they're constantly spinning.
Okay.
So if you had 10 constantly spinning ninja star fingers, how many of those would you give to this work of thing?
For starters, I don't fuck my pig. For secondsies, I gotta get a beer. And we're...
Yeah.
Woo! I love 3 things. Ice cold beer, America, and the dimples just above a woman's buttocks.
You don't love me?
Yeah, you're all right. Since we're doing it purely as a bad movie and only as a bad movie, if you're having some drinks and watching this with a buddy, it is a lot of fun to make fun of.
Yep.
It being an awful story and awful acting just kind of helps that out. I'll give it an 8.
I was actually gonna. That's
you doing.
I feel like
get out of my head.
Yeah, exactly. I was for real. For hashtag for realsies, Danny. I was gonna give it an 8. Get the fuck out of my head.
That's awesome. I'm so bad at it. Swish.
White chocolate.
No, that's perfect, man. Is it one of the best bad movies I've ever seen?
Nah, no, not really.
Nah,
but it was just fun to fucking.
It was fun with. It was really fun to shit on. Yeah, because it's super dumb and it looks real bad, and it was made last year. You guys,
You're right?
This is not
it's on Netflix.
We're not doing a throwback from the late 70s. No. You know what I mean? This is a.
They spent $25 million
$25 million on cocaine, and then also made this movie,
and then didn't make. What was it? They didn't even make $100,000 on it.
No, this is tax evasion. Probably. Don't quote me on that, IRS. Don't contact me. Let's do the next segment of the show.
Hey, what you watching?
So, what you watching, Bird?
Oh, I am watching a couple different comedy television shows.
Okay.
One called Baskets with Zach Galifianakis.
See, I've thought about, like, Baskets is something I've, like, hovered over, and I've actually watched, like, the trailer for it probably 6 or 7 times. And I've been like, I really, one day I'm going to sit down and I'm going to dig into that. And I never have. How is it?
Oh, it's hilarious. If you like that brand of comedy, if you like Zach Galifianakis's comedy.
Zach Galifianakis.
It's a phenomenon. If you like his style, I would say check it out.
Yeah. Live at the Purple Onion is one of my favorite stand-up.
I love...
It's one of my favorite stand-ups ever.
Yeah. So good. I love Between Two Ferns.
Yeah.
So I can see why people don't like him.
Yeah.
I get why that he's a little much.
Yeah.
I enjoy his stuff.
It is kind of one note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of plays an idiot in a lot of the stuff he's in.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I think.
Yeah, oh no, I'm with you. I'm not a big fan of the Hangover movies.
The first one was fun.
And he's been in a couple of films I'm like, well, this isn't very him, but I like the thing that he does on his own, independently of the things he's in.
Right.
Yeah. While you're looking there, I recently watched the first 4 episodes of 9 Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Oh man. That if I were you, if you haven't watched any of it, just wait for it to wrap so you can binge it, because that is the most frustrating part of it for me. It's very interesting, and I don't want to. It's got a. Do you remember the first time you watched the first season of Lost? Like how it just had its fucking claws in you because something fucking bizarre is going on.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. It's just it's a fucking real weird. Like what the fuck is going on? And then you kind of find out. But then they allude to the fact that you don't even know the half of it, baby. Yeah, no,
I'll have to check it out.
I'm enjoying that quite a bit. What else did you find there?
We've talked about this quite a bit, but I also on Netflix, I've been watching I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
We might have talked about it on the last episode last week, but just another silly sketch comedy show. It's super,
a lot of fun.
Yeah, super breezy, like 15-minute episodes.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I'm sure you if you've listened to all these episodes, you've heard us both beat the drum of Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun.
Yeah,
it's not dissimilar from that. It's breezy, It's short, you can watch it multiple times. It's got repeat value.
Yes, exactly. Something else I've been watching on and off is Nathan For You.
Is that good?
It's kind of like awkward humor.
Okay.
It is funny, but he's just an awkward person. Like, it's not really. Are you familiar with the series? A little bit.
Just a bit.
Yeah. It's just kind of his style, like, or not his style. I don't know. It's just kind of who he is as a person. He's just kind of awkward, and I don't know,
presents himself in a way that's humorous.
Yeah. But the show is basically about him helping struggling businesses, and he comes up with just fucking silly ideas. Like, there's an ice cream shop that's struggling to bring in customers, so he has the idea of bringing in a flavor called poop. So
and what is it?
It's shit. Spoiler alert, it's shit.
It's shit flavored.
Yeah. It's just dumb shit like that, but
okay. Have you seen any good movies? I watched a Amazon original called Blow the Man Down.
Blow the Man Down.
Yeah, it was it's okay. It's like 2 girls are put in a unlikely murder situation in a very small town, and they try to deal with it on their own and are like discovered. So there's a big web of secrets and stuff. One part that I thought was really fun about it is it's a fishing town in Maine, and it opens up with all these old men like on the boats and on the docks and throwing ropes and laying traps and like lobster baskets and shit. and they're all singing a song, and it's beautiful.
Really?
And they do it at multiple points through the movie.
Huh.
They're just like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, end kind of thing. Not Acts 1 through 17.
Right.
As are traditionally.
Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah. The more traditional, if you're taking notes from Bill Shakespeare, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
So I am also still playing Breath of the Wild.
BOT dub?
BOT dub.
Okay.
I'm almost... So I'm at the final boss, but I'm just like preparing for it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
to absolutely walk all over his punk ass?
I hope so.
Yeah, you probably will.
We'll find out.
I understand you could actually beat Breath of the Wild in like 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You just got to get a couple things and you can go straight there and whip his ass if you know how to.
Really? Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it helps that so there are 4 like mini bosses besides him.
Yeah.
So if you defeat each of those, it helps in that main battle because it takes his health down.
Gotcha, yeah. I suppose if you like learn backwards and forwards how to beat each one of them, you can just kind of sprint through it.
Yeah.
I have been playing nothing. Just kidding. I've been playing Pokemon Shield. Bought it like a year ago. Played it for like 3 or 4 hours and saved
addicted.
Saved my game and forgot about it for 2 years. So I picked it up. I was like, man, I really need to restart this. And I didn't. I just started up and I was like, oh, I'm at a gym. Bim, 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 bim. And I beat it. Didn't take long because I played it for like 2 weeks. I was like, oh man, I haven't played this in forever. And I played it for 2 weeks and I finished it.
Yeah.
So
just one of those super
it's
breezy.
not a big deal. It was okay. It's weird for... I like the original Pokemon game because it's just an RPG.
Like the turn-based.
Like, how can you mathematically make sure that you're going to win before you ever start? A times B equals C, blah, 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 for all these different, this is better than this, and this beats this, and this beats this. It's a giant rock, paper, scissors game.
Right.
It's fun. It's just a fun, easy, breezy gameplay. You don't have to think a lot about it. And then you like stack your moves and skills. It's a fun game.
Okay.
But playing it now, it's like I don't know any of these characters, but I don't have the same enthusiasm as I did for it as a child.
Of course.
So some of it I'm like, I don't like the bits that I find difficult are like I go up against some guy and he's got 3 Pokemon and I don't know what the fuck they are. And I don't know what type they are or how to even gain an advantage on them. I don't know what they're capable of. I don't know anything about them. They come up on the screen and I'm like, well, it looks like if a fish was a marshmallow. So I don't know what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? It's just weird shit. But no, that's all I've been playing.
So let's end on this. Is there a video game coming up that you are very excited about?
I want to get the expansion for Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh, yeah.
But that was a game I actually got from GameFly, and after me keeping it for 8 months, they're like, fucking give us our game back, you bitch. And I was like, I'm not going to pay you for it. Give me 8 more months and I'll send it back to you. So I finally sent it back to them and they didn't bill me. But, they terminated my account.
Did they?
For obvious reasons. They're like, no, you can't do this anymore.
You can't do that.
So I would just need a different email address. But whatever. I was like, okay, GameFly is not going to work for me because I take forever to play one fucking game.
You can probably... Well, I'll say this:
if I can get a used hard copy of it, I would get the expansion.
Just because I know you're super busy and you have a lot going on.
Yeah. In
like a year, you'll be able to buy the base game with that for probably like $30. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm gonna wait on it. I do really want to play it.
I might actually replay the entire game at that point.
Right. Because it's worth it.
Oh man. I'm sorry, I've got to say this. I've been thinking it since you got here. That t-shirt makes me think you have coconut titties.
It's the only reason I don't wear it out a lot.
It's a cool shirt though. I look at the design, I'm like, that's a cool bicycle, but it just looks like you have coconut titties.
They're a little off, but yeah.
No, they're way off, but it looks like you're wearing a coconut bra.
This one's closer, I guess.
A little tiny one. Pull it down so it fits your nipples just right. Oh, there you go. Oh, fuck.
One game I am really excited about because I feel like they're maybe getting back to the heart of the series is Far Cry 6. Because Far Cry 5 I did not enjoy. But I'm really excited about.
I've never played a Far Cry game.
A few of them are fun.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I understand. You know what I'm keeping my eyes peeled for? I'm keeping my eyes peeled for a simple first-person shooter.
Okay.
Like, the more they go there, like, they're just fucking add as many sub-menus and shit as you can to everything to stack stats and to score, like, the better you are at it, the better your shit gets, and you get coins for a thing, and you change this currency for a different currency, and that currency you can use to buy gun parts, or you can trade it in to buy guns, or you can trade that in to buy body armor. I don't fucking give a shit, man. I don't give a shit. Just level the playing field and just let us play.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for a shooter like that.
Like a online? Are you talking about like on? Or...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
No, I want to ruin somebody's day. I relish the thought that I'm the reason that somebody threw their controller through their TV. I really do. I know it doesn't happen very often anymore, but man, there were a couple of times where somebody broke some shit because of me.
Because of you.
And I just, like, they'd be like, they'd pick up their stuff and they'd put their headset back on and they'd be like, and they'd respawn and I'd kill them again.
I've never been big into online gaming. Rocket League is about as
that is my first person shooter now. Is Rocket League. Yeah. And I haven't really played that much. Maddie plays a game, and actually I started it called Genshin Impact.
I've heard of that.
It's like a Breath of the Wild type of game. But it's free and it's online and it's very expansive. It's on PlayStation, it's on mobile, it's on PC, and my kids, she's got it on all of them. And I played a little bit of it and I was like, man, this is pretty cool.
Nice. A game I've been wanting to revisit is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Oh,
but it's super fucking hard.
I remember you telling me about it and telling me how hard it was.
It's like, insane, man.
Well, I don't necessarily mind hard. I prefer things that are more difficult when I have the time. The problem is I need a fair balance of, is it difficult enough that I have time to do it?
I think the trick with that game is learning how to parry. Mm-hmm. And once you do that, you can
world's your oyster.
Yeah. But
the world's your stingray.
Nice. I like it. I don't have anything else. I think that's about it.
You better figure it out. We got 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes? That's what ads are for, bitch.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I was like, it's fine. Let me see if there's anything else I was doing first. Let's see here. I've been jerking off. Yeah, that's it. Hey, I've been doing these little brief mini movie reviews on the gram.
Yep.
Where it's just like you swipe a couple pictures, it says a couple of things, I give it a review.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Are there any movies in particular that you're on the fence about watching that you think if I told you a couple of things about it and that it was good or bad, if you would or wouldn't watch it?
Not that, like, I don't know. I mean, like, there are so many movies because I use IMDb all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So I can't just
pick one
out of the hat right now. But
I get you.
I come across so many like 6s and 6.5, and I'm just like, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm always looking for a fucking
A 10?
A 10, but I know that's bad. I shouldn't be doing that. I know
I'm
that.
looking for 6s.
But
in my search for 6s, I'll find a couple of 10s.
Right. Time is so valuable, and it's hard for me to be like, all right, I'm going to sit down and watch this. What if it sucks, though?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know.
Well, hopefully
I could gather a list, though, for you, or try to, or look through my watch list.
I wouldn't mind to have a couple that are like, they don't have to be great.
Yeah.
They can be like, I don't know, hey, Danny, you watch this piece of shit and tell me if it's any good. Because if it's not, I'm getting to the point where if I've watched 20 minutes of it and it's crap, I'm going to turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll watch something else.
Yeah.
But if it is good, or if it's at least okay, I'll watch it. Like, that's how Blow Me Down was. I'd give it like a 6.5, 7 thumbs.
Here's something.
But I actually did enjoy it. The problems that I had with it weren't story-related or thematic. The problems I had with it were, like, more editorial.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the story was whole and complete and compelling, and it also had the key lime pie lady from Dexter.
Oh my God, from Dexter.
Yeah, she was in it. She runs a whorehouse, and she's also a murderer.
She's in.
She's like a gangster almost.
She's
in this small town.
That's funny because in Justified.
Yeah,
that's exactly what she's kind of a gangster.
Exactly what she does
in a small town. She runs a pot business, and she makes this moonshine. Yeah. And people that cross her, she poisons them with
my God,
poisoned moonshine. You know what's fucked up?
What?
So we just got a magazine in at the brewery, and it's a brewing magazine, I think.
Okay.
But did you know you have to have, like, even to play music, like, even if we were just working,
like in my house?
No, in a business, like, even to play music, you have to have a license for that.
You know, that makes sense. Yeah.
But it's not something you ever really think about, though, right? Like,
no, it's probably nothing. It's probably,
I don't know,
$25 a year or something.
A little bit more than that, but
$50.
Anyways, as I was going to do this, let's do top 3 films, or just 3 films that are they can be critically acclaimed, they can be viewer acclaimed, that you think fucking suck or you hate.
Well, I don't like Titanic.
Okay.
Not a fan of Star Wars.
Yep.
And I think the thing that I don't like about Star Wars is just more wrong place, wrong time, rather than it just like that it's not good. I had seen too many movies that were based on the same story structure as Star Wars before I ever saw Star Wars.
Mm.
If I would have seen Star Wars first, I might be like, oh, this is fucking amazing, but I didn't, so it was a thing I'd already seen.
Right.
And also old and
I think
got some cool aliens, I'll give it that. And
I think a lot of people grow up with Star Wars, though. Like, you and I, we don't really follow it, but I think people grow up with it, and that's where they.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure that's how I feel about like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Like, I grew up with that. I love those books when I was a kid, and when they made them into movies, I fucking freaked out.
I'm thinking like films you kind of hate, though. You know what I mean? Like,
oh shit, like,
you know what? Things that
I hate The Notebook. I hate like super sappy romance stuff.
Yeah, but that's a given, though. That's kind of a.
I don't. Is it though? Because some people genuinely really love that stuff, and I just
people that have.
It's
live,
not like
laugh,
I hate it. I'm just
house.
like it's boring and it's unrealistic.
That's basic bitch shit.
That is basic.
Here's my list. Here's my list.
That is basic bitch shit. Call if you don't think that that's basic bitch shit, email us at just2movies.com. And I'll read your email. I'll read your Birdman hate email.
No, I'm just kidding.
On the podcast.
He will.
I will, because I'll be like, somebody emailed us. Wow.
Why? Okay, here's my list. Number 1, Hereditary.
I hated it. I'm with you on that. I didn't find it particularly compelling. There were some things I liked about it, but
sure,
they weren't related to the story or what transpired.
And you don't have to agree with me on any of this.
Oh, I'm just
putting things out there that I think are overhyped and just not great. But that's my opinion, right?
Oh, knock yourself out.
Number 1, Hereditary. Number 2, Birdman. Not me, the movie.
Yeah, the film Birdman. I get you.
I thought it was pretentious and just whatever.
It is a little pretentious. I thought it could have been cut 25 minutes and it would have been way more compelling.
Maybe.
But I did like it though. So.
Number 3, The Lighthouse.
I tried to watch it twice and could not finish it, man. I just fell asleep both times. I like the meme format where he's like, keeping secrets, are ye?
I did not enjoy that film. I went into it thinking, oh, I'm going to fucking love this movie.
Same.
And there are some good things about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hate is a strong word. I think it is. But overall, I did not enjoy it. And I think it's just kind of overhyped. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it didn't sit right with me, I guess.
No, I'm absolutely with you, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Oh, shit. I'm going to replace one of the things that I said earlier with Tenet.
Okay.
Didn't care for it. Doesn't work for me.
I've heard either...
It looks really nice.
Yeah. That's a good one because I've heard a little bit of both. Like, I fucking loved it or that was just a bad film.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It looks really nice. It's really well acted, but it doesn't work and it's really stroking itself off real hard.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I think I'll eventually watch it just to give it a chance.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Which I'd recommend.
But the last few
it's fun to watch. It just doesn't
do it for you.
I don't know. Doesn't do it for me. I'm sure people will say, "Oh, you don't get it." No,
right.
I get it.
No, I get it.
I get it. It just then why? Well, then why did they do it? Okay, you can't answer. You can't answer that question because there's no reason for it. It just happened. It wasn't. Anyway,
that's all I got, man.
Yeah, no, that's it. Me too. Do you have a fun thing that you could
you want to go take a shower together?
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's go talk! We're a one-eyed Batman!
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Dozen businesses are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, because he usually whistles for his pig.
He whistles like I do.
Like shit.
Yeah. I can't do the bird. I can whistle in like.
Right.
But I can't, like a little bit.